Most anticipated JRPG that hasn't been announced. What? If it hasn't been announced, and how is it supposed to be anticipated? Okay, so Suikoden 6. I mean, what? Okay, I get. You're trying to ask that doesn't have a release date yet, right? Like Fate Extra Remake, the remake, probably that one. Kuro no Kiseki doesn't have a release date. They just said summer 2024. That's it, right? Oh no, man. PS5 and Switch are expensive no matter where you go. Mexico's no different. And the obscure RPGs are still fucking expensive as well here. If you think you're gonna come to Mexico and find a cheaper copy of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, or Xenogears, or Baten Kaitos, or no, same thing. This song, what's up with it? I added today a lot of songs that I'm not quite familiar with yet. Is this from Astro's Playroom? Are you looking forward to Dragon's Dogma 2? No! I mean, I never went back to the first one, so who am I kidding? I'm not. Still haven't played Xenoblade series yet, my son did come. Oh, well, that's okay. Remember what we were discussing earlier? Even the popular games are competing for your attention. Of course, there's gotta be people out there who haven't played the really mainstream ones. In what part of Mexico do you live? I live in Guadalajara. That's a big fucking city, huh? What kind of original IP, JRPG, or remake sequel would you like to be announced? Is that better, Eric? Okay, that's 2 questions, man. That's not fair. What kind of original IP, JRPG, or remake sequel would you like to be? I mean, okay. What kind of original IP I'd like to get, like some kind of sequel? How about a new Chrono game? Just not an action RPG, Square Enix. God damn it. A new Chrono game. And a remake? I don't know why one of my most desirable remakes is Parasite Eve. I know it's not the popular choice. Everybody's begging for a Xenogears remake. Or Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger. I mean, those are the highlights, right? But I don't know why I'm still... Every time somebody asks me about what JRPG remake would you like to see, I think immediately of Parasite Eve. For some reason. That's not a... it's getting old. About the fan looking like a PS5. Come on, guys, it's getting old. That comment. San Luis Potosí. No, it's not near me. It's like 4 or 5 hours away from where I live. It's not near. It's not too far, but it's not near. I like the new Shadow Hearts, but we're getting one. It's called Penny Blood. It's just that the developers can't use the Shadow Hearts name anymore. But it's the same. It's like Eiyuden Chronicle. It's basically Suikoden 6, right? Same developers, same guys. It's just Konami has the rights to the name and the name alone. Everything else is just Suikoden. Haven't played yet Sea of Stars, just the demo. Do you think Yasunori Nishiki is a good composer? Yes, I do. Well, yeah, I mean, I can't trust certain games to be remade. Yeah, man. I mean, look at Metal Max Xeno Reborn. What the hell happened there? Anybody remember Lufia on the DS? The remake? I mean, that's not a bad game, but what the fuck happened there? I mean, why? Who fuck thinks remaking... Shit. But I gotta admit, I don't quite agree with you. I think there's a lot of usually remakes are, well, for RPGs, usually remakes are decent, are good. It's hard for me. I mean, imagine a top 10 worst JRPG remakes. I don't think I can make it. Remakes, okay, not remasters. Remakes, like they did the game from zero, from scratch, and a completely new game. Final Fantasy VII Remake, good example. Fuck. Apart from the ones I just mentioned, like Lufia on the Nintendo DS, and Metal Max Hino Reborn. And Metal Max Hino Reborn, they just fucked up the difficulty and the controls in exploration, but everything else is great. I mean, the graphics look amazing, the music is still, I mean, they changed the fucking music. That's a bummer, but the new soundtrack is pretty badass too. And I don't know, but it's just... Remasters have no reason to fuck up unless they even fuck up the upscaling FPS difficulty. You just answer your own comment, man. You just contradicted yourself in there. They do have a lot of reasons to fuck up. Monarch is not a remake of anything, it's just a game. What JRPG is stuck on one system should be available for all? Final Fantasy 16. Yeah. I can't think of any other right now, but there's, I mean, if we're going back in time to PS2, PS3 era and below, man, take your pick, man. A lot of them. I think people want every single JRPG in existence to be available on Switch, PS5, and PS4 and PC nowadays. Every single one of them. I only want that because I want people to play them, because then they will get to appreciate all of those games that I praised. I feel like a lot of people see me praise, I don't know, Eternal Poison over and over again, but most of them are like, Eric, I can't play that game. It's exclusive on the PS2. It's not even digital on PS3 or PS Vita. It's just there, abandoned, exclusively on the PS2. So I just picture those people when they watch my videos. They're like, oh, here we go. Eric is gonna praise that one game that I can't play because it's fucking expensive and I don't want to emulate. I mean, you can emulate anything, right? I mean, anybody can emulate PS2 games nowadays. Anybody. But they don't want to do that. They want that fucking game on the Switch or PS4. So it's I mean, what can I say, right? I want games to be remastered or ported or whatever, just to be available for everybody. I'm not sure if that counts as video game preservation. I guess it does. It does, doesn't it? But it's not about video game preservation. It's just so people can actually play the game and see, oh, you were right, Eric, this game is awesome. Or you know what, you were wrong, this game fucking sucks. You know, just at least to play that one obscure game that I just talked about, you know, and have an opinion about it. I want to hear your take on this. My take is remasters, ports are almost always good for giving great titles a longer life. Well, it's relatively speaking, yes. Yes, that's what I was just saying a few seconds ago. If it's just about having that one old, obscure, and expensive and rare game available for everybody on modern systems, yeah, sure, it doesn't matter if the remaster has some graphical issues, frame rate issues, screen tearing, lag. It's there. You don't have to spend $150 on Baten Kaitos and buy a GameCube. Now you can play it on Switch at least. Why is that game on Switch alone? Why is it on Steam? Why isn't it on Steam on PS4? What's up, Bandai Namco? What happened there? Maybe Nintendo has the rights? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. But you also say remakes can be great for revitalizing. Well, if it's good, yeah. But yeah, they can be pretty bad sometimes, but like I said, I'm having a hard time right now thinking of a remake that's bad, like bad. I've seen remakes that are like, okay, this wasn't that great, but it's a good remake nonetheless. But bad? I've yet to think of another one, man. And it's not like RPGs get remade a lot often. They get remastered a lot. But remade, how many JRPG remakes are there nowadays? Think about it, there aren't too many. Flight Plan developed Eternal Poison, that's right, also known as Poison Pink in Japan. I like Poison Pink. I understand why they changed that name for the localization, and why Atlus changed the name, because Poison Pink, it just sounds weird, man. I like the name, but yeah, it just wouldn't sell. So they changed it to Eternal Poison, and it still didn't sell. Energy Breaker? I don't know that game. I know the others. Lang Range Point. I know that one. Is Lang Range Point the one that's so fucking bizarre that you play as this character with some kind of beast head, like a rabbit head or something, and then the battle system, it's weird. Is that Lang Range Point? I know the others. Metal Max Returns, Lufia 2, I'm a big fan. Dark Health, Bloodnet, Anachronox, Moryu Senkimadara, never heard of it. Luther, never heard of it. What makes you say Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't a remake? That's a remake. That's the definition of a remake, right? I mean, they did the game. It's another game. Oh, maybe that's what you meant. You don't. Okay, I get it now. That's not a remake. It's another game. What about that RPG where you play mostly using a tank? That's Metal Maxino Remake. That's a bad remake. That's bad. I mean, they fucked it up, man. In fact, well, speak of the devil, we're listening to the song from the original Metal Maxino from the PS4. You know, the reason is that they fucked up the difficulty, the controls, combat wasn't that great now, and the equipment system was just as convoluted and hard to understand and get into. And did you know they were planning a sequel? They were gonna do a Metal Max sequel, Reborn. It was cancelled because the game didn't do very well. I'd say they should promote... I don't know what they should do, poor guys. I mean, how do you recover from that? You have this really obscure game that didn't sell very well on the PS4, and then all of a sudden you decide to remake it. You remake it, you fuck it up. What next? What happens next? How do you recover from that? What's a better game, Mortal Kombat or Sega Genesis or Donkey Kong? Completely different games, man. It's a really weird comparison. It's like, what's better, Street Fighter or Super Mario? I mean, what? Madara? Oh, Energy Breaker is a great spin-off of Lufia? Really? Madara is a great surreal NES RPG. And Looter is a simple fun... But is Lang Range? Is the one that I mentioned, the one that I described? Is that the game? That's fucking weird. Final Fantasy Brave Nexus phone game released a collaboration with Parasite Eve. Ouch. No comment. Oh, okay. Who's Billy Madison? I really think Lang Range Point is not that game. You know what? Let me look it up. Last questions, guys. Lang Range Point. So what's the one that I'm... Game. Oh, so this is like a turn-based RPG. Kind of like with the Dragon Quest interface. Enemies show up on screen and there's a menu. Your characters don't show up. And it's one of those that are not exactly top-down view, like the camera is like this. Oh, Konami! This is a Konami game. Okay. Interesting. So what's the name of the game I described? So Reverie is the latest installment in the Trail series. No, the latest is a game called Kuro no Kiseki, which now has a new name called Trails Through Daybreak, and it'll be released during the summer of 2024. But I guess Reverie is the latest that you can play in English. Or Nayuta is a Trails game, but it's mostly a spin-off. It's its own thing. It's not part of the Cold Steel Reverie arc. No, Nayuta is its own thing. It's a Trails game, but it's like not really related to them, I think. And it's an action RPG, so you can pick it up. You know, that's it. What do you think of Baldur's Gate 3? Haven't played it. I heard it's turn-based, so I might be interested in trying it out in the future. Just not at the moment.